So these are the new foundations by L'Oreal. It's the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Glow. When I heard that they were coming out with these foundations, I got so excited. Their Pro Infallible Matte Foundation is amazing. It is so full coverage, but it is a little too drying for me. I love the formula of it. Of course, they're completely different, but I was so excited when they came out, one for people with normal to dry skin. It was a little hard for me to try and find my shade because I did see a picture of the swatches, so it was really easy for me to pick out my shade from the picture because you could see it against skin, so it was easy. But I was pretty sure that my shade was 202 because it looked really pale and yellow toned. On camera I might not look pale, but I am super pale and I'm very yellow. But when I went into the store and I looked at it and I kind of swatched it, I'm not gonna lie, because there was one that was already open and it looked very pink. And I was like, okay, let me check out 203. So 203, I do have it. It looks really pink in here, so I'm a little worried. I also got shade 205, which is probably a little too dark for me, but who knows, maybe I can mix them, or maybe 203 is my shade. I don't know. It was a little hard to tell through these squeezy tubes. They're not really true to color from what you see in here. The packaging is the same as the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. This one is just glossy and it has blue. So I'm on the L'Oreal website and I'm going to read to you guys the description or what it claims to do. So let's see. Okay, discover the new pro finish of longwear up to 24-hour wear with a hydrating glow. Lightweight and creamy, this long-lasting foundation goes on smooth with a glow finish that lasts. With medium coverage, it instantly hides imperfections for a clear complexion. The hydrating foundation with SPF is ideal for normal to dry skin. It claims to be a 24-hour wear foundation. I don't know who wears foundation for 24 hours, but hopefully it does last. It also claims that it is lightweight, yet it is medium coverage. It did not say it's full coverage, it said it's medium. And it also claims to instantly hide imperfections. We're just gonna go ahead and get started. Like always, I'm gonna prime my face and I am going to apply the foundation. So I'm gonna go ahead and prime my skin, and then I'm gonna do one half using the Beauty Blender and then the other half using a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. And I know I've told you guys a million times, but I am very dry and I have a lot of dry patches. So hopefully this foundation is very hydrating. And then I'm going to fill in my pores with this, what is this? With the L'Oreal Paris Magic Perfecting Base. I love this stuff. It fills in my pores so well. I'm going to swatch both of these shades to show you the difference in color, and then from there I'll determine which one I'm going to use. I'm so stupid. I took the top off and I shook it and it's splattered everywhere. I can already tell it's very watery. And you can also hear it. Can you hear it? It's very watery. So I just made a mess. So this is shade 203. It is very watery. It looks a little too pink. So those are the two shades right there. 205 and then 203. As you can see, 205 is very yellow based and very tan, so it is a little too dark for me. And 203 is very pale, but it is very pink toned. As you can see, they're very watery. It's not like the thick consistency that the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte is. So I'm gonna do a little cocktail of both shades. So I'm gonna do a little bit of 205, a little bit of the 203. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but let's hope it works. So it is very like thin, like the consistency is very thin. It smells like rubbing alcohol, like acetone. So it does feel very, very lightweight on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy right away. And I know that the Pro Matte one does. It blends out really nicely. The coverage is pretty good. It did cover up my acne scars pretty well. Up close it looks really, really nice. It's not settling into any pores or fine lines. And it does look very glowy and pretty, which I like. So I'm gonna try and not set my face today to see how, if it like makes me look oily later, or if it just keeps looking like naturally glowy. So that is one layer with the Real Techniques brush, and I love how this applied it. This, I'm guessing because it is very dense, it helped me apply it really like evenly and full coverage. I'm guessing the Beauty Blender is gonna shear it out a little. Of course, that's what beauty blenders do with your foundation, especially if it is damp, and mine is damp. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this side with the Beauty Blender and see how it works out. I usually use beauty blenders with all my foundations that I have because I just love the way it applies it, and especially since I have dry skin with foundations that are very thick, it helps apply it really, really nice. I am so far loving this foundation. Hopefully I will get more tan so these shades can match me, because I'm not about to go buy another one. Of course, the Beauty Blender did shear it out. It is not as full coverage as the side with the brush. So, I mean, if you're willing to apply a second layer on this side, or like spend more time trying to cover your, if you do have acne scars, then go ahead. You can go ahead and use the sponge. But for me personally, with this foundation, so far I like it applied with this one a lot better. It gives you more full coverage and it makes it look really, really nice. So I don't know if you can tell on camera, but in person, the side with the Beauty Blender does make my foundation or my skin look more glowy and glossy, you know, glossy. I don't feel like you need a second layer of this foundation. I mean, you could if you wanted to go for that extra full coverage. But for me, I don't feel like I need to. The only struggle I had with this was finding my right shade, because I feel like the shade range is a little off. It's a little shady. My face doesn't feel sticky at all, which is weird. My face feels like it's already set, so that's a good thing. This foundation is very comparable, well, to me, based on the texture, not the coverage, but the texture is very comparable to my, let me see if I can find it, MAC Studio Water Weight Foundation. This one, of course, is a serum, and it's a little bit more watery than this one, but still the way it blends out, the way it applies on the skin is the exact same as the L'Oreal one. So these are similar. Of course, the L'Oreal one is a little bit more full coverage. This one is very, very sheer. They both have SPF. So this is perfect for the day out or something like that. I will be back in a few hours. Yeah, I'll see you then. Alright guys, so this is the first check-in. It is 7:30 and I've been wearing this foundation so far for 2.5 hours. I don't know if you guys can see, but I look oily or like shiny. which I don't mind because I usually am a dry person. I have dry skin. The only parts that I am worried about is around my nose and a little on my forehead, because that just makes me look plain out oily. But I haven't touched up the foundation or anything, and I have to say that it is amazing because I haven't seen it get patchy. It doesn't break out in certain areas. It doesn't separate or on my nose, which usually always happens with foundation. And it just overall feels really light on the skin. I feel like I'm not wearing any foundation, and that's amazing because sometimes a heavy cakey face can feel really, really gross, especially during the summer. So I feel like I would really love this foundation for this time right now, like summertime. So yeah, so far so good. It's holding up really, really nicely, and it's only been 2.5 hours. So I'm gonna keep going, and I'll come back to do another check-in. And yeah, I'm gonna try and not touch up. I'm not going anywhere, so I don't have a problem with not touching up certain areas, because I want to see how much, because I want to see if it really ends up looking oily at the end or something like that. But right now it looks natural and glowy. But yeah, I'm sorry for the really bad lighting. I don't have any professional lighting or anything like that. I usually use natural light, so it is going down. So I'll be right back. It is 12:07, and I've had this foundation on for 6.5 hours. I'm very impressed with this foundation for the fact that I did have it on for 6 hours, and I don't see it anywhere near my nose area where it tends to get really cakey and creasy. It hasn't broken up on my nose like how other foundations usually do. It doesn't make me look oily. I don't feel oily. I don't feel sticky. It doesn't feel heavy on my skin. And that is amazing because I actually really, really like this foundation. I didn't see that it oxidized on me. A lot of people say that it oxidizes. That's it for the review on this foundation. So if you did enjoy it, and if you did like it, and you got some good information and kind of an idea of how this foundation works, then of course give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I will answer them for you. Bye!